Alrighty, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back for another episode of GhettoRig, episode 84. Before we get started, I'll shout out real quick Michael Sartain. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday to him. He gave us a really good opportunity this past Sunday. Make sure to go check out that episode. Amazing episode.
Check him out, too.
And also make sure to go check his stuff out. Yeah,
Go check out his channel.
Go check out his channel. MOA, his Men of Action, like school thing he's got going on. Go check that out. Yeah, happy birthday to him. Thank you again for that opportunity. And also shout out Vitality. We will have a little Vitality thing in here hopefully by next week to kind of show our appreciation, a little sponsorship there, our first sponsorship that we ever had. Thank you again. If you guys haven't been to Vitality yet, go check out Vitality. You know the business.
Yes, sir. What's up, Jay? How you doing?
Good. So, guys, I have this idea.
Okay.
Since we're kind of like doing guy talk and, things like that, but at the same time, I don't want this just to be a guy talk, right? So I have this idea for the pod. I think on every episode, we should try to bring in some news about watches, because people that like watches, some news about cars, people that like cars, and then what's going on in general, and then some financial news, like financial improvement news, and then some like personal improvement things.
Okay.
I think that could be a good, like a little boom, boom, boom segment, and then throw in some controversial fun things.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe we do like a little game where Miggy posts two signs, and we have to say which one is right. Like it's Fruit of the Loom sign, and then we say, okay, this one is correct, this one is wrong, or like it's Pikachu, and then which one is correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I got a fun little thing. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So would you rather receive head from someone that looked like Megan Fox, but they got a dick?
Mm-hmm.
Or you gonna get head from Hulk Hogan, but he's got a pussy?
Oh, shit.
I mean, technically, if she never gets naked, you never know.
These both are super terrible situations. Super terrible shit.
You're thinking about it too much. I'm taking Megan Fox.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Megan Fox because the whole
you imagine
idea.
that handlebar mustache.
Not only that. If Hulk Hogan, that means I need to be inherently attracted to a male, male physique, right? Whether it's like the face, the construction of the bone structure of the face. So I have to be inherently attracted to that in order for me to do that, right? So that would not work for me because I would not be attracted. Now, would I would I be grossed out after I found out Megan Fox had a pee-pee? 100%. But
hey Natalie, hey Emily, thank you for joining us.
It is what it is. I mean, out of the two terrible situations, I'm picking Megan Fox.
Megan Fox is a great looking woman. So
she is.
And like I said, she never takes her pants off. We don't have to know.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly can attest to that. I'm sure. You know what I mean?
There you
go. So when are we going to Thailand, boys?
No, we're not doing that. That's too fucking far for a flight.
I saw this clip the other day,
or some Thai chicken.
This guy was kind of talking about how, like, in Thailand, they kind of still understand that they're not traditional women.
Yeah.
And so he thought that perspective was kind of interesting compared to, like, Western world perspective, right? Like, they come out and they're like, yeah, I'm lady boy. I know I'm not
lady, I'm not a boy, but I'm lady boy.
Right.
Yeah.
So they want to look like women, but then they're very open about, like, oh, I'm a boy. I'm a boy. Like, you know what I mean? This is the persona I put on, I guess you can say. I don't know. I found that interesting because he is right. It's different than how they are here.
So here's the bottom line: if someone
they like the idea of looking and dressing like a woman, maybe
I think it's that. Are you right? It's kind of like that. They're just open to the fact that that's their kink. I'm a man, but my kink is I like to be lady boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so they still don't necessarily try from what the guy was trying to make it. I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge on this. I just thought the perspective was interesting.
A lot of knowledge on one lady.
I don't want to have a lot of knowledge on it either. But I just thought that perspective was interesting in the sense that it doesn't seem that way either when you look at it, that they don't really associate themselves as a woman. They're very open about, I'm a lady boy. And like you're saying, it's like they're open to the fact that this is their kink and they're just showing it off.
Yeah. And then if you think about it, look, if they've undergone all types of surgeries, right? Like if they've shaved the Adam's apple and things like that, you won't be able.
The Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
They like, what do? They have a surgery where
so
they cut it open.
You have every man has an Adam's apple.
Right. Well,
Right?
that women have a very smaller bump, but it's not. The men's is very pronounced.
Correct.
In the sense, like for you to see, you can't see a woman's bump. You have to like, literally feel it, and it's just very small. And
Yeah.
men's is very pronounced. Where the moment you lift your neck up, most guys you can see this bump right here.
Yeah. So they shave that down, so you can't see it. So the only way that you can really tell, in my opinion, is by looking at the hands, and if the
Hands is
and
usually a big
fingers,
giveaway.
or feet, bro.
I had a that
Because
was
I've
the
never
giveaway.
seen a girl with a big like shoe size.
That's
you know what
that's
I mean?
the giveaway for me. Usually is the heads. Like I remember one time I had a customer come into Best Buy and I was working customer service. And this I think I've told this story on the pod before. How I accidentally said sir or man or something like that. Like I and it was because I thought it was a female until the moment they handed me something and I saw the hands and it was like huge, long, bony hands. And it was a tall. It was a tall. It was a tall person too. So. I just thought, oh, this is a tall bitch, and the person had long hair. It was like tied up in a messy bun. Looked like a ghetto white girl, like a tall, rough white girl. Yeah. And then
been
she
through
and
a
I
couple
saw the
bottles
hands.
of vodka through life.
Not just vodka. Let's go a little harder than alcohol. But yeah, I made that mistake, and the reason I figured out it was a dude or biological male was the hands. I instantly knew right away, and then. Because I saw the hands, I started paying more attention to kind of like confirm my idea, like looking at the face and stuff. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a man."
So that's the bottom line, right? Like, like inherently, like, would you be able to tell the difference if somebody was like completely done, like complete surgery, like you couldn't tell, like if they.
But also the
their
fact that
cheekbones are shaved because like they don't have the jaw, they don't have.
So also another thing is, with the Thai guys, the lady boys, you know what I mean, like. Asian dudes are usually relatively smaller with like not so much like strong jawline, things like that. They it feel like it's easier for them.
To say is they're cute, right?
No, I was gonna say a little feminine, but if that's what you think, Miggy, that I don't have no judgment.
So when are we going to Thailand, boys?
No, I mean I would like to go to Thailand, but not for lady boys. I think it'd be cool to like. Go out there like kind of like you guys did when you guys went to California, like to go train. I think that'd be really cool to go train there.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think if someone has gone through through the trials and tribulations of the surgery and undergone this and done all that, and you inherently look at them and you cannot tell the difference. You know what I mean? And if they don't say shit to you, and then you ended up like doing things, and then you go cup of fuel and you're like, oh shit. Now this is where the problem starts.
Yeah, I saw this clip the other day. It looked like it was from a TV show or some kind of movie or something, right? Because a bunch of guys in like a waiting room at a processing center, like it was like a police center or like at the jail or something like that. Like these guys were about to be processed to be incarcerated, right? Or they were being booked or something like this, right? Two of the guys are there that I think are friends, and the dude sitting, like there's three of them, right? The dude sitting on the far side is talking to another guy sitting on the far side, and this guy ended up being looked like a female, but it was a trans. And he tells the dude like, "Hey, watch out, man! I'm trying to talk to my girl." And some dude from across the street, the room goes, "Yo, girl!" He goes, "Yeah, man, I'm trying to talk to my girl. This is my girl." And he goes, "Man, why do you think she's in here with all of us?" And he's like, "What?" And he gets so mad. He goes, "Man, shut up. Y'all in prison. Y'all be fucking booty anyways." He goes, "There's a difference. We in prison. We fucking booty because it's all men. You was outside of here fucking booty." And you didn't know about it. And the dude, the trans is just like sitting there and goes and smiles at the dude. That's just hilarious.
So
I've heard about people going into glory holes before.
What?
I don't know why people would ever.
Who are you talking to, Miggy?
It's just stories. They've been passed down.
So Tampa has the largest amount of strip clubs per square footage.
Tampa?
I mean, there's a lot of strip clubs.
Yeah,
when you
Tampa
go down,
is
like,
known for
Waters
having
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Tampa was known for having the most strip clubs per square mile in the United States. In addition to that, Tampa has sex shops, and some of these sex shops have the back rooms where you can go and watch movies. But that's exactly what it is. Bunch of gay dudes. They go there and they get blowjobs.
Okay.
Yeah. These are nasty motherfuckers out there, bro.
So that's the places that I've heard of then.
Well, I mean, seen in clubs, like people telling me, like, yeah, I've been to that club, and like there was a hole in the stall, and I was like, and you tested it? You tested it, bro?
Yeah, well, when I say nasty, I mean in the sense that these places are pretty raunchy. Like they're dirty as fuck.
Yeah.
And they have these like orgies and sex parties. And
I've
in
been in
a
a sex shop once. The what's the one that's on? I think it's Tyrone. Tyrone. When you go over the hump. It's big. It's a big ass fucking shop. It's like all pink and shit, pink and black, I think.
I don't know. Usually these are like the backdoor ones, like the ones that are like you don't really know that they exist there. You know,
the only
what I mean?
one
Those
I
are the
really
ones.
know is not really know because I haven't been, but I drove past. Is the one by St. Pete Beach. Shh, don't tell mama.
Yeah, so I think that one is the one off of US 19 because when you pass by it says XTC in blue letters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shop, but I think those are the normal ones.
So,
but the ones like the backdoor
ones,
it was
a Jack and Jill's shop on Tyrone.
Yeah, I think those are normal ones.
It was funny because we went in there as like a joke basically. Me and Isaias, and I know we look gay as hell. Walking in there together.
Oh well.
Shit, it was funny, but that place is so like it's so creepy, and you feel awkward in there, and even though even the customers walking around like very awkward with each other, right? Like
yeah.
It's not like you're walking through a normal store in the mall where like when someone's there, like excuse me, and like the vibes are very very awkward and weird there.
Yeah.
So the experience is a little bit different than going into the back of what's that, Spencer's?
No, yes, it's way different. Yeah, Spencer's, at least the front of the store is normal. You know what I mean? Like,
no, this one you walk in, there's fucking dildos the size of your fucking fist and the size of your arm. So,
but you see some weird shit in there. You like, whoa, people do that? Yeah, that's the kind of shit you see in there.
Hitler's fist or something.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's. You can't be saying that word.
That fucked up?
No, I don't know if you can say. I don't think they would advertise it that way. You know what I mean? So
it's not good promo.
Yeah, I don't think it's a very good promo, but I don't know, man. Like I know that things like this because you got to think about it. Like men have what at least 10 to 15x more testosterone than women. So this is how I'm trying to remember. How do I know about this? I used to work for a credit card processing company, which meant we went business to business, knocked on doors to change their credit card processing, and we would get commissions for it, right? And I walked into a sex shop to try to promote my business, and I started chatting with the girl that was behind there. And she said they had this was, as a matter of fact, off of 66th Street, right where the 66th Street and US 19 meet, like down by the north. So she said that people get in there, like they go to the back to watch the movies. But she said the minute there's a guy and a girl that walk in, everyone just like somehow they come out of the fucking woodwork. All these dudes come out of the woodwork. Nobody knows from where, and they're just gonna like flood that back room area, like the watch the movie area. She didn't really go into details. I can only imagine like what was going on there. You know what I mean?
Swinging a little bit. They're swinging in there.
Either swinging or not. So basically, my understanding is either these dudes
you saw
are gay,
upside down pineapple
or they're
somewhere?
yeah. Either these dudes are gay, or they're like when there's no women, obviously they still go there. So either they're gay or they're like, I don't care who's sucking my dick. I can't see them. Somebody's sucking my dick. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a little bit of a weird. Weird excuse to give yourself to make it okay, but I guess whatever you gotta tell yourself to make
that's
yourself. That's the
only
thing
that I could think of. Unless they're gay, which I don't think there are that many gay people around.
Look,
you know what I mean? So
there's some weird kinks out there, man. Like,
it's okay when kinks are okay.
There's somebody that has a kink, but it's like, okay, so never mind. Just imagine this. This guy goes to a girl and uses this pickup line. Yeah, I like girls with surgeries, preferably C-sections, 3 kids.
Yeah.
Get it? Because surgeries, sometimes they tend to be boobs.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I get. Is that a kink?
I like girls with surgeries.
Well, there are
3 kids.
There are other kinks too, right? Like there's that feeding kink, right?
What do you mean by feeding?
I heard this.
So
this joke today.
Guys, it's usually dudes will date a bigger girl and they keep feeding her, and the end result of this is that person dying. Because they keep feeding them.
Bro, this reminds me of what I wanted to talk about today, actually. I was trying to look up the screenshot. I guess when I screenshot it, I didn't actually do it. I saw a clip today, and this guy got it on video. showing the little tabs, like the little tabs they use to test pools, to test the chlorine level and stuff. This guy started using that on his coffee because he was suspecting his girl was poisoning him.
Oh shit.
She was.
Oh shit.
She was putting fucking bleach in his coffee when she was making his coffee every day, and she started finding the footage because they have cameras and shit. Or I guess he maybe put secret cameras up. Fucking crazy bitch.
Level of psycho.
I don't personally, if I found out, like the moment I found out, I might kill the bitch.
Nah, I wouldn't kill the bitch. I would just have the fucking cops come in and arrest her ass.
Yeah, see, you're too sensible. I don't know if I could do that, Jay.
Nah, I just arrest her for what? Killing for what?
Kick her in the throat.
Kick her in the
You drop kick her in the throat.
Kick her in the throat.
Go bam. Break her Adam's apple.
Bro, but like
shit,
I saw that
shit.
shit.
That's hard though.
And you know what's crazy? He took videos of the coffee maker and like the back part where you put the water, and shit was like foamy.
So this bitch was filling it out with fucking bleach, and this motherfucker didn't taste it.
It was bleach with water, maybe. I mean, I'm assuming that's why. I guess he probably got sick and like probably could taste it and started like investigating.
Damn, this bitch couldn't leave. Like, what was her end goal?
I don't
know. Drawers and socks?
I think he was a veteran of some kind, so he was trying to. She's probably trying to get
the benefits.
The benefits, I think it was.
She didn't want him, but she just wanted the benefits.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong on that, but
that's just some trifling bitch.
I did hear my buddy Justin. He said that they get like $500,000 instantly when it's like their pension, like when their husband dies or whatever. They'll get $500,000 instantly.
Damn.
That's what he told me at least. Yeah.
Damn. That's why you never marry, bro. You can't marry.
It only
girls
cost
these
a
days.
bitch $10 of bleach to get $500,000.
Yeah. Like that's you talking about fucking. You talking about astronomical returns on your investment? God damn.
Yeah. Right. That's a good investment right there.
That's That's better than that fucking crypto scam.
If you ask Warren Buffett, he'll tell you to do it.
Yeah. That's better than the fucking what's his name crypto scam.
Logan's crypto scam.
Logan's
FTX
crypto
and
scam.
shit?
Yeah. Bro, the X on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I saw it's funny. That's what I was gonna say. My joke came from earlier.
50,000
I saw
times.
Dylan Dennis's pod with Flagrant. It's good. It was good. It was nice to hear him talk more about because he started going into about when he was like addicted to alcohol and stuff like this. And he kept going, man, I don't want to talk about this. I want it to be fun. He's like, no, man, let's get it out. And like people are gonna like this, which is right because like. He's such a troll, so it's like once you give him a little bit of a human side, people are gonna draw towards that. And the joke was he was talking about like some porn star he had sex with, and then he was like, yeah, and then he fucked her afterwards. Oh, by the way, she ate my ass, and it's kind of funny. Like he's saying, like, yeah, I'll do that as a joke, just so the guy kind of feels weird because like, yeah, she ate my ass, and then she went and fucked you, she's making out with you and shit. Yeah, you don't trust bitches.
So we got Nat asking, have you heard about the girl that tried to get money out of the baseball player? Yes, we did. And apparently judge ruled as like she has no merit to money or whatever. He sued her, countersued her. He's probably going to end up losing much more money. Now, in this case, like she's probably going to walk. There's nothing that's going to happen to her, right? Like probably they're going to prescribe some sort of a amount of money that she's going to owe him. But she's never going to be able to pay all that. So it's just going to be that, right? Like. Is she gonna be in jail for lying like that? No, I mean we saw that same thing happen with what's her name with Johnny Depp and Amber Turd. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean things like that have been happening. So there was another thing. There was another girl that came out. She said that her ex. Listen to this fucking trifling bitch. Her ex texted her. She goes meets him in a gas station. They ended up smashing. He ends up finishing in her. Yeah. And then she comes back home and her dude starts like eating her out. Yeah. You believe that shit like right away. So that's just some fucked up shit.
I've heard
right
that's fake. That wasn't true. This and that bitch was just looking for attention, which could make sense. But at the same time, like you said, these trifling hoes out here be doing some wild shit.
Yeah, like the baseball player guy, that he does have evidence for it. You know, there's evidence of her filming herself, and there's nothing wrong going on with her. There are timestamps and their geolocation data that they have now, which was withheld originally. We talked about this a little bit on Tuesday pod, but yeah. So
let's talk a little bit about the Kelsey and Swift situation.
Kelsey and who?
Kelsey, the NFL player.
Oh, with Tay Swift and shit like that.
Yeah,
What's going on?
He let I think on this podcast that he does with his brother, he said how the NFL is promoting his relationship way too much, and they're putting way too much like resources into this.
Did you see what happened to Kansas Chiefs game?
No.
50% increase. They knew that Taylor Swift was coming. Bunch of 13 to 17-year-old girls bought the fucking tickets to go to that baseball game. I mean, to that football game.
I saw a meme.
50x the attendance, bro.
It was a little white girl saying, "Babe, we watching the game this weekend."
He says he understands like why they're doing it, but it's just too much. Well, he says he feels very.
He's gonna start to feel exploited as well.
This is straight up from NFL. This is straight up a money grab for that team, right? Like they're just grabbing the money as far as they can because they know once Taylor Swift breaks up with him, all those girls, the way they came, that's the way they're gonna leave, right? Like they know that that's what's gonna happen, so, but they're just trying to capitalize on that grab as much. Of course, yeah. It's like I mean, this is obvious, and this is relationship not gonna last. I don't care what Swifties are saying, but this relationship is not gonna last.
I hope she dies with this man. So yo, bitch ass, you not stay that stuff anymore. Why do you think that all these like every time we talk about a celebrity relationship, you always say they don't last, they don't last, they don't last,
well,
they don't last.
You can't fight hypergamy. You cannot fight hypergamy. Hypergamy is the thing where women choose someone at their level or above, socioeconomically and money wise. Majority of women exercise what's called hypergamy. They choose someone that's at their level or above.
Right.
So if a woman has a bachelor's degree, they want a guy that has a bachelor's degree at a minimum. So if a woman makes 100,000, she wants a guy that makes 100,000 and above. You know what I mean? That's called hypergamy.
Though, right?
I get what you're saying.
Let's say they do break up, right? That's another banger of an album right there.
That's what I'm saying. She needs this 12th Grammy, right? Like
banger of an album.
She's gonna get the 12th Grammy, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. It's just bottom line. Like for him right now, what he needs to do, he needs to fucking ride this train and get his name up there.
He needs to get some sneaker deals or something.
Well, I think that train has passed because he's probably top 50 best players in NFL, but at the end of the day, he still needs to,
I don't know how good he is. I don't pay attention to football.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Dims Hotel making sales and helping the NFL. Yeah, she is. She's literally like I'm telling you, a bunch of 13 to 17-year-old girls bought fucking tickets to go to Kansas Chiefs game because they thought Taylor Swift is going to be there. Like that was the whole idea. And like, but which is, any business would have done that. I was like, shit, you telling me we can increase our sales because of this one person? Let's milk this cow as much as we can. But I do have a controversial Instagram reel. Do you want to watch that, or do you want to go through news and then we finish it with that?
Whatever you want, brother.
All right, so let's watch this one. I think this reel is gonna.
1 second, let me get my at least a headphone on. So
I think this is gonna trigger some of our more liberal viewers.
Oh, this is some red pill content, ain't it?
It's more of a tradcon.
I'm just
tradcon, not red pill. It's more of a tradcon content, rather than it's the very very last one, Miggy. The very very last one. Yeah, that one right there. It's very so. Make sure we have volume on it before you play.
On the bottom, just
pause it.
Any anymore, and there's.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see what we got here.
Click it. You gotta click that. I don't know why it always does that.
Don't have any anymore, and there's nothing you can do about it.
How would that happen in America, where we do have democracy and we're not talking
Well,
about...
if men tomorrow say there's no democracy in America, there's no democracy in America tomorrow either.
Okay, so if that's true, if men are the enforcement mechanism, why does that then mean that women's equality is a bad idea?
Because women have no way to enforce their rights. They have to use men to enforce their rights. So since they have to use men to enforce their rights, they don't really have any rights because all their rights come from men. If men don't like the hand that they've gotten, they don't like the nation that they're in, they don't like the government that they have, they don't like the circumstances they're in collectively, that they can overthrow the entire nation, for instance. Can you point to a country in history you can ever think of where women have collectively overthrown the nation with force?
So, I'll give you a little bit of background, right? Like that guy's he's super tradcon, he's very religious. And the girl, her name is Farha. So She's being called the younger. What's that porn star's name that everybody?
Mia Khalifa.
Younger Mia Khalifa. She has OnlyFans. She's black. She's making ton of money online, and
Jay,
apparently,
before you continue on this, there's no fucking way you fumbled on that.
huh?
There's no way you fumbled on that name. You don't know that Hall of Famer? That's crazy.
I don't pay
That's a
attention.
fucking all-star,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
fucking all-star right there.
so the
You
point-
put some respect on her name.
So this girl.
This is what fucking rings, dude.
Ah, shit, I love that.
So
Biggie.
to give you a little bit of background about this girl, so she's very liberal, and she's one of the Destinies. She's one of Destiny's
Okay.
demons, right?
Okay. Destiny's Demons.
And she's
Oh my
apparently
God.
a virgin. She has an OnlyFans, and everybody's been going crazy about her. She's super young. She's pretty attractive, and she always goes on these podcasts and just tries to fucking just argue in bad faith or whatever, right? Or just argue, right? She's intelligent. She does know. She does have some knowledge, but she's not at the level of these guys, right?
Okay.
So, and she's been caught on many of the podcasts where apparently Destiny's been feeding her what to say and what to do, type of deal. So, anyway, long story short, this short is about, and I want to get your opinions on this. The guy is saying that women really have no rights. And it's the reason that they can even say that we have rights is because men allow it. So if men decide to stop that tomorrow, women have no rights, and there's no way they can enforce that. So what you guys think about that?
It sounds like
fucking thought
something.
on this, but I'm gonna write it down because if not, it's gonna go. Keep
Give me,
going.
go, make it go.
All right, so I think what's going on is I don't think over time men are getting better at giving women's right. We become a lot more progressive, and I think it's due to men wanting fucking pussy. All right. So, in a way, they're finally making it easier for women, and women are making it harder for men, so that they get more rights in a way.
What?
Funny thought. No.
So I understand what you're
I think,
saying.
I think
So
Eddie knows where I'm going with it.
yeah, I do.
All right, go ahead, elaborate more on this.
See, this sounds to me like too much of, like it's such a crazy hypothetical.
It is a hypothetical.
It's
yes.
a very, very crazy hypothetical in the sense where you're basically saying that everybody on this planet with a dick decides tomorrow that women no longer should be equal to us. That's basically what he's saying, right?
Yes. Yes, and
Right?
I agree with
and,
that.
And in the sense that if we did that and it was a battle against women versus male, we already know how that goes.
Yes.
Right? Okay, this is a very crazy hypothetical in the sense of why I think it's crazy is that it's a very crazy excuse to use nowadays. I could see how before guns and shit like this were made. I mean, even then you say, "Oh, men are better using these things," but still when it came to like just brute force, I get it. But it's a crazy argument to use nowadays because this is not how people are fighting for their rights. It's not like I'm getting in a boxing ring and who wins is how this is going, right? No,
Yeah.
that's not how this works.
No, that's obviously a hypothetical, right? Like this probably would never happen because you have fathers, you have brothers that have sisters and mothers, right? Like at the end of the day, you're gonna have the reason we have this situation is because some men are saying, we are going to be here and to protect your rights, even though there are some tradcons they're saying, let's take these rights away, right? The group of people that want to take the rights away is much smaller, right? It would be foolish for me to say that there is no group of men that wants to take women's rights away. There is a group of men that wants to take that, except that percentage extremely, extremely small, almost insignificant or not even important.
I don't know, man. I've met a lot
But-
of sexist men. I don't know if they would go to the point where they would say that, "Oh, I want women's rights to be taken away." But like I've had situations. I think I've said this in the pod before, but working at Best Buy, I remember I had this guy come in and he said, I want my screen protector replaced.
I don't want a woman to do it.
Can you, and like he like was like, come here, and I was like, what? He's like, can you make sure it's not a girl? Like, can you make sure it's you or one of the other guys? And I like looked at him really weird and gave zero response because I was not gonna make that assurance, right? You know what I mean? Like, I remember because the dick I am, I was like, I gave him a girl on purpose.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm busy, sir. She's the only one who can help you right now, and I'm gonna be busy for a long time. It's just me and her. Like, dude, unless you want to wait here for an hour when I'm done with these 3 phones, she's gonna fucking change your screen protector, bro.
Well, no, you did that just to piss him off. I get it. That's not the point. The point I think this guy was raising is that when women go out there and say, I'm boss babe, I'm independent, what he's trying to say, maybe have a little bit of respect and appreciation for the men that are allowing you to be this way. Because if tomorrow,
No.
well, wait a minute, because if tomorrow, that's this whole thing. If tomorrow all the guys decided like this is not going to work this way, you wouldn't have this.
That's crazy.
So
You're
that
telling
go-
me
that correlates to the thought that I'm having, right? So that's what I said, but let me hone this in a little bit more.
give it to
What I
me,
mean
Miggy.
is, like, through evolution, let's say the Mongols, Romans, whatever, they didn't really let their women do whatever the fuck they wanted. A Mongol, if they wanted to just have sex with a woman and
Yeah.
have
Well,
them
every-
do whatever
every-
the fuck they wanted.
1 in 200 people has and at least in China, has the DNA of Genghis Khan. And then if you look in Morocco, there's this guy, I forget his name, but he had like 700 sons. He didn't even count the daughters, right? Like he had 700 sons. So I think like a 30% of Moroccan population is his bloodline.
So
Like
through-
something the bloodthirsty. His name was something the bloodthirsty. I don't
so
remember.
through evolution, we have developed this sense of, yeah, women are more, they're a lot more like men than we have realized, and thus become a lot more progressive towards women.
Well,
I think it's a crazy hypothetical in the sense that it's very crazy to tell women you should have a little bit of moral respect because we allow you to do this.
Well,
Is
this-
crazy.
this
because
is what
it's
this
like
guy
saying,
is saying.
That's what. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm assuming that's what this guy is saying,
Okay.
because again, this is a clip, right? Like
Right.
I don't know where he's coming from. Like the whole idea that
Yeah.
if men decided to quit tomorrow, like nothing would work. That's true. Like if men decided to quit tomorrow, the infrastructure would fucking collapse. Like the grid, literally the electricity grid would fucking collapse until women get together and put their shit together. As a matter of fact,
I mean, you could say the same thing opposite. At this point, women do occupy enough of the workforce
no, still
where
not.
I mean,
Like
when it comes to
hairdressers, nurses.
hairdressers. I mean,
No, I mean, I'm just telling you, like,
I mean,
from the
nurses is
statistic data.
nurses is a valid one. There you go.
Nurses is a valid one, but at the end of the day, you have doctors and things like that that would be able to take care of the patients. Now, I understand, but if literally, like, if men quit today, all men quit work and doing things, the electricity would shut down. Like literally, like the truck driving would shut down. Like food deliveries would stop.
I wonder how much of Duke Energy's workforce is male and female.
You can look up actually. I can post a link. I have the link. We can post the link for. There's United States labor statistic data of with the percentage of men versus women in certain industries, right? Like you can look up, but that's not the point. The point here is that if hypothetical men decided to quit, that would be super tough.
So Duke Energy has 27,535 employees, 43% of which are women and 57 are men.
Yes,
I think that's
but
a good enough a portion to say that
you're
if
forgetting
they
one
all
thing.
quit, I get you're saying that the guy that goes up and actually fixes it is not going to be able to do it. But how about the girl who takes the call to tell them it's broken?
No. You're forgetting that
Ah.
a lot of those are paper jobs. They're paper jobs, meaning a lot of them are in accounting. A lot of them are like secretarial positions. A lot of them are like in
So you need to
aid
phrase this. I think you need to phrase this a little differently in the sense that tomorrow there might be a struggle where still men have to go in and fill these roles.
They did a
backwards,
show about this. There's a
backwards, the girls wouldn't be able to fill these roles. What you're trying to
No,
say?
backwards they would, but it would take time for them to do backwards. There's actually a show on Hulu. They filmed this show, so there's apparently a virus and all men die, like literally all men just fucking fall dead.
Mm-hmm.
The country comes to complete halt. They cannot filter water anymore, right? Because water gets mixed with dirty sewage water and things like that. Because this needs to be filtered and cleaned. Like water is one of the important things. The reason we can take showers and fucking drink water is because it comes filtered from the plant.
Right.
Majority of those plant workers are men. So women had to start working on getting like up to date to get these industries back and running.
Wasn't it during a certain war that when all the men left, that women proved they were able to fill all these roles, right?
Men did leave during World War I and World War II. They did leave, right? But you have to remember, back then there was this transitionary period where half of the men lived half of the people lived in the cities, and the other half lived on still lived on a countryside. So it's a different type of a life, right? Like they were growing their own food, they were growing things, and what women did, they subbed for men and they worked in the factories. But by no means majority of men left. It was only a minority of men that went to World War II to fight, percentage wise. It wasn't every single man. So the men were still there to support that. They were needed. They needed female employees that filled in the role that were trained by.
So, do you think that it'd be better to, in sense? I think that this would be a sensible way to look at it, in the sense that we should all have respect for each other.
Well, not yet. That's what I'm saying. That's not
without
the point.
without the other person, nobody would be here, in a sense, right?
Yes.
But him trying to frame this in specifically towards women or towards men, that men should have respect towards women because of this, or women should have respect towards men because of this. I could see how, if you could agree in the sense where it's a mutual respect, right? Because I feel like all respect should be mutual.
Ultimately, what he was saying, I think he was saying there's no democracy. And the reason he was saying there's no democracy is because if they quit, you wouldn't have the democracy. The reason you have democracy is because there are men that are allowing this to happen.
Right.
Because there are men out there, they're saying, I will put my life on the line so we can have the democracy.
Okay.
Without these men, you wouldn't have the democracy. Right? And I think that's where the argument was. She probably said some out-of-pocket shit. And he was like, well, wait a minute.
So I'm going to say some out-of-pocket shit, too? That's what he went at?
So he's going to say some out-of-pocket shit, too. Right? Because it's all about clicks, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a...
But I think we can all agree
that's a compelling argument on both sides.
It's compelling in the sense where what he's saying is valid, but to use it as an argument, it's not valid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like...
No, obviously nobody's going to... Like, obviously the world is not just... Like, everyone with a penis is not going to just stop doing shit.
Your sentence is valid of, yes, if the whole democracy thing... But it's not a valid thing to use towards an argument in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, so we can all agree that women shouldn't just have that respect towards us because of this. It's not like we're walking around here, what is it? Tread lightly but carry a big stick kind of thing, right? And that's why they're respecting us. There's a little bit more than just that. I can get in a sense where there's order. There has to be order in place because there are those guys that are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But... And in reality, the reason it's allowed is not because they're treading lightly and carrying a big stick. That's not the initial reason.
No, yeah. So I think he was speaking in absolutes in a way to convey the message that he was trying to say, right. Because he probably didn't want to fucking argue about every little tiny thing that's happening. Because people usually what they'll do, they'll tend and fall into like the...
Jorge says he loves you, Jay.
He tends to fall into the zone of like... oh, well, what about this? I know one person that does this, and like the extreme situations, and like if we talk about every single extreme situation, we'll be here all month talking about the
and
same
making
shit.
No sense.
And make no fucking sense. But I think what he was trying to do is trying to talk in absolutes, bringing a point and saying, hey, listen, like the reason we have democracy is because of this. So if that didn't exist, you wouldn't have a democracy. So I don't know what was the whole thing about that, but you know, anyway, he had a conversation with her. It is what it is.
Man, fuck him. He didn't even respond to you. I love you, Jorge. I told him he loved him, and he just kept going with his story. He's like, Jorge can go away. What else did Natalie say? Convey. Wait.
Convey. She says convey might versus right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you know. Unequivocally, men have made this world a safer place. And men have made this world a safer place for their wives, their daughters, and their mothers, right? And their sons. But the sons are becoming the men that are making the place a safe, the world a safer place, right? Like
you make the world safe for your son to be able to do that for you later, kind of thing, right? Like
correct.
Until he's ready to step into that role.
Yes. So men have made this world a safer place. So as long as you're putting shit all over the men that are making this world a safer place for you, I think this is where the problem stems from, right? So, and I think that's what the guy was trying to convey, that, you know, but at the same time, we're in a pretty safe place. Like pretty soon drones are going to be flying. Pretty soon Tesla will be instilling their androids to go to the military and stuff. So I don't know how that's going to, you know.
Jorge, you might be able to donate enough to make Miggy lay one on him.
What would he do?
Don't worry about it.
But anyway, so yeah, so that's what we got. All right, guys. So that's that. That's the that's the spiciness for the day. Let's go into a little more of
I
a
gotta get a new battery for this.
fun
fucking mouse.
subject, right? Let's talk watches, guys. How about that? You want to talk watches?
I like
We'll
watches.
talk watches. All right, so there's a specific watch, right, that cost. You know what? Before we go into it, let's talk about this funny shit. Like, you can play the video, you don't have to, but you can. It's the very, very first one. Go up, up. A little bit more. Right there, the girl. So apparently, this is former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson says that Donald Trump has a fear of being poisoned.
I think
and he
that
uses apparently
How
only.
often did the president
Go ahead, play it.
throw ketchup at the wall? This was a
He
regular.
really just
This
launched
was a
into
regular
it.
occurrence.
It's like he would launch the ketchup.
we are.
So
I wouldn't.
Donald Trump has
Take it off.
I don't
I
know
would take it
if
off,
you know
but
this
just
or
in
if
case, 'cause
anybody.
it's fucking Tonight Show.
I don't. Maybe people know. He does
Just
have
have
a
the scene on us.
very potent fear of being poisoned.
Did not know he had a fear of being poisoned.
Well, now you do.
Uh-huh.
So he uses and prefers the small Heinz glass ketchup bottles because he likes to hear his valet, whoever is serving him his meal, he likes to hear the pop when you.
Really? That's why?
Yeah.
I thought it was
And same
because his
thing with
hands
this-
were so little, it seemed like a real ketchup bottle. That's for poisoning,
yeah.
huh?
So go ahead, pause it. That's enough.
You think he got this?
So I don't know how true this shit is, but apparently, he's afraid of being poisoned, right? So there you have it, guys.
How much are you donating, Jorge? Maybe he might do it.
Nah, man, we ain't doing it. I don't care how much you're donating.
We're either gonna if you donate that
Jorge,
money.
you forget I
we're
make
gonna either
grown-up
watch
money.
Jay get kissed or we're gonna watch Miguel get choked
Hey,
out.
y'all
One
better-
or the other. One or the
Nah.
other. I say, if you ask me, it's worth the donation either way.
Nah. I'm not choking no one. I don't care how much money you donate. Number one. Number two,
Well, if you tell me he tries to kiss you, you're not gonna choke him out.
then I'm gonna choke him out.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
That's
But
what I'm
but
saying.
He's gonna have to get super close. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's the whole point.
You're
of
gonna
getting
have to
kissed
get
or
super
either-
close.
or RNC. You gotta
That's
be
gonna
close.
That's gonna be difficult because I'm gonna have my knees in
He's
between
gonna
us.
go into butterfly guard
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
You know what? Choke. Actually, I got the test yesterday for the first time that I had seen a bunch of times, but I had never done it. Because Miguel was trying to show me something that he had saw, and I was telling him, "Are you sure it's not like a no-gi Ezekiel?" And so I showed it to him, and I had never tried it before, and I did it, and he tapped, and I was like, "Oh, that should work."
Yeah. So you want to be a dick, like there's that, like there's the choke from top and bottom, right?
Yeah.
You want to be a dick, you do a fist and you just kind of.
I didn't do a full fist. I did it like
Yeah.
this, and I kind of laid this part of my
No,
hand.
I'm talking about you
across.
putting those.
Yeah.
knuckles
No,
right in the fucking
I didn't
trachea.
actually put the knuckles in. I put the side
Yeah.
of my hand, which it
Yeah,
still chokes you.
It does the job. So, all right, so let's talk about watches, guys. So there is this watch that costs about $260,000, and guess what type of a rare materials it has on it?
I'm gonna guess it is at that price, 200 what?
$269,000, I think.
I'm gonna go with case material first. Either platinum or white gold, maybe. Probably not white gold. Probably platinum. Is
Yeah,
it a
but
platinum watch?
it's not diamonds. That
no,
he
no. But I'm
uses.
saying is the case
Gold. It's gold.
It's white gold,
Yellow.
yellow gold. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Go ahead, Miggy. Click on that. Is the watch
I don't know.
face is the one? If you go down, keep going down, keep going down. Right there. Click on that. So that's the watch.
Oh, so it's
So
got a
apparently-
bunch of different kinds of materials on it. Okay.
Yeah, it's got 12 rare meteorites on it. And this is the reason why this watch, not only that, looks like it's a tourbillon as well. Looks like,
Yes, it does look like it has.
I don't know if it's a tourbillon
movement
or just looks
um,
that way. I can't tell from the far away. But
it's that
$245,000.
special double spring maybe.
yeah. So there's this watch that costs 200,
So it's all
$50,000.
different meteorites, all of them.
all of them. All of them. So, yeah, so there's that news about watches. That's a new watch that came out.
Rolex does the meteorite dial. They purchased a meteorite. I don't know when, but it was back in the day. They purchased one and started making a bunch of dials out of it.
That's cool.
I was gonna say, like, what are the links that they go to get these meteorites?
I don't know,
I
but
mean,
I know,
the
like, for
meteorites,
example,
meteorites fall out of sky
Yeah.
on pretty much daily basis.
daily
People
basis.
Pretty much, like little rocks and stuff like that.
Man,
You don't get the big ones, but the small ones do fall.
I ain't never seen one of them shits.
And people collect them. They look for them specifically, collect them. Some of them have like these crystals in them that resemble diamonds, that are just as strong as diamonds and things like that because of the heat and that's coming down. So, you can, there's a whole meteorite
Damn.
hunting thing going on.
Damn, no way.
Yeah,
About 1,800 hit land with over, let's see,
yeah.
with over how many? So it's estimated that over 6,100 fall towards the earth, but only 1,800 hit land.
Yeah,
Which
so
makes sense with the.
yeah,
the
they all hit the land, but they're all usually small, tiny. Like
That's crazy.
tiny rock sizes. They're not usually.
But yeah, like
big,
every
so-
Rolex you see that has like the meteorite dial, right? Like they have
Yeah.
a Sweet Sea Dweller and a bunch of other watches that have a meteorite dial. That's all from a meteorite that apparently they purchased and been farming off that big ass rock.
So we got 2 articles. Which one do you want? Do you want 29 facts that people don't like to hear about, or do you want Joe Rogan says, if you believe Mar-a-Lago valuation, about Mar-a-Lago valuation? Which one do you want to talk about?
I don't know about the Mar-a-Lago.
So Mar-a-Lago is the home. It's one of the buildings that Trump owns, and it was recently valued at $18 million.
Okay.
Which, the reason that a lot of people are saying he was valued at $18 million, that's not the one, but you can go lower. No, that's going higher. Yeah, go down. There you go, right there.
The Joe Rogan one.
So the reason a lot of people thinking it's been valued at $18 million is because they're trying to say everything that Trump has said until now about his net worth and things like that is a lie. So they're valuing things at $18 million. However, there is a house that apparently sold 2 doors down from it that's like twice smaller than that is at $50 million.
Okay.
Right? So I think it's like, anyway, the point is here that they're saying that it's only worth $18 million. Trump got pissed off. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not 18 million. It's got to be a lot more than that. It's got to be at least three to 4 times that, which basically has been a big deal.
Trump claims that the property is worth 50 to 100 times more than the judge put into record.
Yeah, 50 to 100 times more is a bullshit. But if it's worth like close to 50 to between a 50 and I know it's a big range, 50 to 100 million, I would say yes. It's probably
So
worth
basically, what I'm
50 to
hearing
100
here,
million.
right? I just want to get this to gist of this.
And
I
Joe
might be
Rogan
a
being
little confused.
Joe Rogan being very in the middle. Hasn't had Trump on his pod, nothing like that.
So
he says it's a fucking that's just outrageous if they're.
From what I'm
valuing it
getting
at
here, I just want to get a quick summary to be sure. They're basically getting this from the story that Trump has been lying about how much he's worth.
Yes.
Right? And Joe is basically coming in and saying, if you really believe that you can't really believe that this thing is worth 18 million, like
it's worth more.
It has to be worth a lot more, and kind of feeding into the story that he keeps undervaluing himself in a sense.
Well, no. The whole thing is that they're saying that Trump is not worth as much as he says he's worth.
Oh, so they're saying he himself is overvaluing himself.
Yeah, they're saying he's overvaluing himself, and the reason he's overvaluing, we're gonna value all of his shit. And Mar-a-Lago is cost only 18 million. That's when Joe Rogan came and was like, you guys are smoking crack, because that building, the property, costs a lot more than $18 million. Now, is Trump overvaluing things? Probably. But is what they valued it at too low? Yes.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's obvious agenda behind there. I mean, they're both playing agenda, right? Like one side is playing an agenda and the other side is playing agenda.
Right.
The truth
It's
is
very
somewhere in the
clear
fucking middle.
And it's very clear they're both playing agendas. Right?
Yeah, the truth is somewhere in the fucking middle, right? But nobody wants to hear that. Like, proponents on one side are thinking good, yes. The proponents on the other side screaming bloody murder, right? And also, the judge put a gag order on Trump recently because he posted, apparently he tweeted a picture of aide with McConnell, I think. One of the, if you click on the other article with him, go up. Yeah, a little bit more up. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's it. So there's a gag order on this. So if you read a little bit about it, Miggy, I think it'll give us a better. Yeah, there you go.
Natalie, if you are still watching, I would like you to let me know how the stream looks and sounds. I just want
A bizarre day in court. Start from there.
Curious. Let me know, Natalie.
So, a bizarre day in court. Judge Engoron has previously steered clear of responding to Trump's public outbursts following his ruling last month, where the former president was found to have overvalued or oversized some of his properties for financial gain. Judge Engoron has been labeled biased and a Trump-hating judge by the Republican frontrunner. However, following the Truth Social upload on Tuesday, an angry Engoron said, "Personal attacks on a member of my court staff are unacceptable, inappropriate, and I won't tolerate it. Consider this a gag order on all parties with respect to posting or publicly speaking about any member of my staff."
Yeah, and he posted, one of the members of his staff with the senator, or I think it was a senator, by saying, "Hey, that's his girlfriend. Like they're all connected. They're trying to put me down." And this is where the judge put this gag order on, right? So, which we all know that Trump's number one weapon has been social media. So they're putting a gag order on this whole thing. Now, is this a good thing, bad thing? You be the judge, right? I can say that there are times that the gag orders were a good thing, and there are times that the gag orders were a bad thing. So there's really no middle ground on this thing. So you be the judge on it. But I thought this other article that I read was pretty cool. It's 29 solid facts that some people flat out refuse to accept, right? And this has go up a little bit. That one right there. And this has a lot of good tidbits in it, right? And if you go scroll down, and I got like number one, right? Like this is funny as hell. It goes, if
the Earth is round.
Yeah, if the Earth was flat, cats would pushed everything off of it by now. You know what I mean? You know how the cats kind of like push it around.
Yeah.
And then another thing, that Jesus wasn't white, like a lot of people fail. Like he grew up. He was in Middle East, man. Most likely it was caramel skin, right? Like cats understand more than 50 words, even though they don't give a shit about 49 of them. And
wow.
Yeah.
So they're pretty smart. They literally just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. And then yelling at your kids can cause trauma for them, and things like that. And here, this is a good one right here. Read this, Miggy.
Andrew Wakefield falsely linked the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine to autism in young children,
which was complete horseshit, right? Autism is actually a genetically, it's hereditary, right? So if someone in your family has autism, especially your parents or sisters or brothers or sisters, or like, it's genetically transferred, right?
The
Hereditary.
alpha wolf theory was disproven by its author. What does that mean? I don't understand.
You can read.
Scroll down a little bit, Mickey. I want to read.
Go down right there. Read that.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Board Panda wanted to get Wooding's thoughts on how researchers might tackle people who are always skeptical of any scientific developments because the fact seems to always be changing. One way is to explain the difference between scientific facts and theories. What might be reported as facts are actually theories. The Omni Calculator team member explained. A scientific fact is well substantiated evidence and is widely accepted by the scientific community.
I don't think that's the one. But
I don't know if that's necessarily explanation of that.
There was an explanation. I read it. I just don't remember how far away it was.
He's just throwing you the facts. These aren't actually.
Yeah. Okay, scroll down. Evolution. No theory has ever been proven more correct with so much freaking evidence, but yet here we are.
Yeah, meaning that that people still believe that we're descendants from God, as opposed to monkeys.
Right.
That's the theory.
We found that the cholesterol in egg yolk is indeed very healthy and useful, and yet some people still demonize it.
Yeah, which if you ask, our buddy Ronald, the guy that works out, and he'll tell you that, hey, cholesterol is really, really good. Now, I think he eats egg whites when he's cutting. He eats egg whites when he's cutting, but I think, like, I've talked to him and he said, yeah, it has a lot of protein and good things in it. His off season, I think he does eat the yolk. So
it's probably just due to calorie intake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I fuck with the yolk. I'll eat everything. I don't give a fuck.
Yep. I just don't like hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, I'll have them from time to time.
The carbon footprint was invented by BP. The guys that inundated the Gulf of Mexico with crude oil.
Yeah.
A couple of times. So.
And they basically transferred that over to us, right? Carbon footprint.
Right.
Basically, it's the companies that have the largest carbon footprint, and then they just kind of pushed it over to us.
Homosexuality is not a disease, and you born with it.
Yeah.
Dominance theory in dog training.
Yeah, so this one talks about that you have to enforce good behaviors versus bad behaviors. Meaning, if you want him to do something, if you want your dog to do something, you have to enforce it with food or treats. And then he compares this to like alligators sit down, and alligators and crocodiles are sit down on command for them to draw blood. Right?
I
Like,
follow
teach your dog.
I follow a few different dog training pages, and I see this one guy. He's a kind of hippie looking kid that he goes around and he specifically enforces strictly like positive reinforcement only, right? And he says kind of like, this is the way you should train your dogs. This is the best way. And then there's other dog trainers that are kind of the opposite, right? Not necessarily opposite, but usually they're either positive only or a mixture, right?
So
Because there's no like really good dog trainer, professional dog trainer is thinking in the sense that only negative reinforcement. No, like they all in their head know, yeah, I gotta give my dog treats, I gotta do this, play with them. Like that's positive reinforcement has to be there. But there are some dog trainers that believe that there should be no negative reinforcement, which isn't which from what I've seen from my anecdotal experience, those dog trainers, the ones that are a mixture, usually do the best. Those are the ones that are actually professionally training dogs, like for police force or freaking celebrities and shit like this. To me, it sounds like what they're trying to let people know is that it is a mixture of both. It needs to be a mixture of both.
So
There's a dominance
here's
thing,
the
there's a
thing when it
negative
comes.
reinforcement.
Here's the thing to me when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? I look at it kind of like diet. Like the whole idea of this is if you want to lose weight, you have to have a negative calorie intake, which means you have to have less calories you consume than you burn. This is how you're going to lose weight, right? Like the basic principle of that. You can achieve this in many different ways. You can eat 95 fucking meals a day as long as you're within your calorie intake. You can eat 1 meal a day. You can fucking fast. You can do whatever you want. You can eat only vegetables. You can eat only meat. You can eat only this. You can eat only that. And you're going to have proponents on each one of the diets, right? Somebody's going to come out and say paleo is the best. Somebody's going to come out and say, well, vegetables only is the best. Somebody's going to come out and say vegan diet is only the best, right? But the bottom line is, they all are pointing to the same thing, right? Like you achieve the same result, which is losing weight in different ways, right? So when these people come out and say, well, this is the best way to do it, you have to reinforce it. I'm kind of skeptical with that, but somebody saying this is the best way, because there's other ways. Like, 2 + 2 is 4, but so is 1 + 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Who the fuck invented meth, bro? Who the fuck?
Arabs.
Who the fuck said you are you? So or you are one.
Well, Arabic numbers were invented by Arabs, but
Yeah, but who the fuck just sat there and was just like, you're one.
I'm
since
two, you and
one
me are
is
two.
there, and since 1 is 1, that's 2. Who the fuck did that? Who had that much time?
scientists.
Who?
There were scientists throughout the history,
We
right?
can
Like
don't
they
break
were
your
in-
brain on this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You don't have to
Yeah.
worry
Like,
about it.
there-
It's
we have-
done.
you-
The job is done.
It
It's
just
okay.
makes sense, huh? It just fucking makes sense.
The job is done. It's okay. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it. The building's
People-
already
people
built.
create-
Just go up the elevator.
mean, people-
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
already built.
people are still creating math, right? To this day, math is being created. Math never start. It never. We never stop creating math. The math that we all know is the rudimentary math that everyone else knows as part of the general education.
that's the real basic bitch right there.
Yeah, that's the basic math that everyone knows nowadays, right? But math still continues to evolve, right? Like there's people out there
Give me
that are writing
chat,
math
baby.
theories. So, anyway,
Thank you.
keep going now. Let's see what we got next.
What? Yeah. Okay, you're good. Science is evolving. What's proven one day can be shown to be a mistake by the next. That's what it's saying. Well, it's
make
funny.
You read it. Make you read it because you can see it better. It's a little far for us.
Yeah.
MSG is a delicious and perfectly healthy addition to a number of dishes.
Bro, that shit just enhances flavor. Like, we've done the test with your brother before. Were you there when we tested the different meats? Like,
Yeah.
so one of them had normal seasoning, one
Yeah.
of them just had a little bit of MSG, the same shit. And
Yeah.
it's makes things more savory, is the best way I can kind of explain it.
I'm not gonna Google MSG because I don't want to fuck this up, right? MSG.
It's something sodium, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, monosodium glutamate or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Monosodium glutamate. There we go.
That your diet could indeed be affected, that could affect your hormones and mood.
That is true. I wholeheartedly agree with this idea. For example, I start eating sugar or any carbs for a while, and now I eat sugar or carbs. It makes me feel like shit. Like literally, I feel like shit. Now I don't know why. It could be any sugar. It's not that I'm gluten insensitive or anything like that. Just pure sugar, right? Like candy or bread or beer. Like it'll make me feel super super bad, right? So
you can't go trick or treating.
I can go trick or treating.
He
for
was
one,
18
so,
when he got here. He does. Don't, you
Yeah.
guys don't do that back home, right?
Fuck no.
Halloween isn't a thing, right?
No, Halloween wasn't. Well, actually, so I don't know if I've talked about this, but I used to breakdance back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And since I used to breakdance, I knew a bunch of people that were within the.
You don't have a picture of that poster in your house?
I have it. Yeah.
You don't have a picture on your phone?
No.
No.
So we knew a bunch of people that were like singers and prominent artists for the country, and we would go to parties with them, hang out with them a lot of times, right? And last year, before me coming, they made a Halloween party, the very first Halloween party, and I was part of that very first Halloween party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was wearing a leather jacket, and I had a mustache, so I looked like Freddie Mercury. You know, I had the teeth and everything, so I had the Freddie Mercury get up. You know, so it was the very first Halloween party that we did, and that was for the costumes, not trick or treating, but for the costumes, right? The trick or treating thing, it was here that I.
Yeah, growing up trick or treating, it was fun. I think that was a really cool tradition that as a child you look forward to. It's like the whole month of October, you're just waiting for that 31st to go out and cause mayhem with your friends.
Cause mayhem, okay.
Yeah.
But what we did was a tradition we had was, so on New Year's.
I've broken a window or two allegedly on a Halloween.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve we would, like, over there
Allegedly.
you could buy rockets, like bottle rockets, and these bottle rockets were like the ones that you drop right now and then just shoot out.
Yeah.
But these are in the form of a fucking rocket, right? Like with a stick and everything.
This was like leftover military from the Soviet Union shit. That's what you're trying to tell me.
No, they were just producing those.
Sure,
So
you
we
didn't
buy-
have a different sticker on it.
So the next day, our favorite thing was, because everybody would drink and shit. The next day, our favorite thing was we'd get these firecrackers. You had different size firecrackers, and they would just blow up and make noise, right?
Right.
That was their job.
Yeah.
You would just go and then drop it somewhere, right? We would go around, and because everybody would be drinking, so they would throw their bottles. We'd go around as kids and drop these bombs inside the bottles and blow these bottles up, right? Another cool thing we usually like to do was put these in a fucking lights of you know, you got the apartment complex, you got the entrance to the apartment complex, and you have the lights above the doors for the main entrance. We'd throw them in there and just blow the fucking lights up, you know, that, or throw fucking these gigantic ones under the cars windows would go clack, and the sirens would go off. You know, we did that too.
I remember one time, so it was crazy because the I think what happened, so we had these small smoke bombs, right?
Yeah.
And traditional smoke bombs usually don't do this, but we had some special ones that kind of like had a ignite for a firecracker at the end. So what would happen is we would ride around on our bicycles and we would light them up and we would kind of just hold them in our hands and kind of like have a trail of smoke going down the road and shit. And we had these that were really like they would blow up at the end. So what would happen is it would stop blowing smoke.
Yeah.
And then at the same spot that it was blowing smoke, it used to blow this really hard flame.
Yeah.
To kind of let you know that it was gonna blow up, right? That the smoke was done, the ignite
about to go.
Yeah, yeah. And so we'd be holding them. I remember how many times you're. Oh, nice. Fuck you, make you get my thoughts off. I know it's good news and shit, but so these shits would blow that thing of flame. I can't remember the amount of times that I was holding them and that flame would hit me in the hand because like the ball would like twist a little bit and then that flame would go off and hit you right in the hand or whatever. Anyways, flame went off. I threw mine. Just as I throw it, it goes towards the car and I'm like hoping in my brain that it hits the car and like then blows up. Bro, right as it hits that window, boom. And the car alarm starts going off. And I remember none of the boys knew what happened because I was riding around with probably like 3 or 4 friends, Rodolfo allegedly, and you know all these people allegedly, and we book it because they heard the car alarm, so they probably just assumed it happened. And I was like, when we got to where we're going, I was like, I think that window just got smashed out, and they were like, no fucking way. I was like, I think so.
You didn't
boys.
go to check, did you?
Fuck that. We didn't go down that block for probably months.
Stupid ass.
This is all allegedly, by the way.
So here's the thing. Autism is hereditary. Here, guys, anytime you hear that vaccines give autism to people, I don't know how much I believe in that. You know? I really don't know how much I believe in that, right? So there's no... I mean, is it possible? Is there a whole governmental cover up of this, I don't know. I'm on the side of no. You know what I mean?
See, I don't know, man.
I just don't want my friends to get mad. You know.
I just don't want my friends to get.
I really don't want my friends to get mad. I love you all, but vaccines have been saving people since fucking Black Plague. You know what I mean? Like, if not the vaccines, half of y'all would not
It
even
goes
be
far.
here.
It goes back that far. Vaccines, Black Plague. I don't know.
I don't fucking
think
know,
so.
man.
I don't think it goes back that
No,
far,
it
bro.
doesn't.
I
No.
think all those people just
I think
died.
it's like 1800s, you know? I think it's like 1800s, no?
Maybe around 1900s.
1800s, I think, no?
Okay.
First
I'll look it up for you.
vaccine.
I'll look it up for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, look
No,
up.
not
'cause I
first
know-
vaccines. When did vaccines become viable? Because I'm assuming the first vaccine probably wasn't
Oh, yeah.
viable.
Yeah.
Because that's in the same days they were probably still
It's kinda
telling
like
you to smoke a
antibiotics.
cigarette
Yeah.
when you got cold. So.
It's kind of like antibiotics. Well, like 5,000 antibiotics. 5,910 of them do not work. You know? What does it say?
Before the first vaccine was developed by Edward Jenner in the late 1700s,
1700s. There you go.
people were protected from smallpox through variolation.
Yeah, so there you go. 1700s. If not these vaccines, half of y'all would not even be here. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're foreign, you got that little
vaccines
mark.
didn't become prevalent until late 1940s, though.
Yeah, they didn't become.
Look how long it
mainstream.
took. Look how long it
Yeah,
took
they
for it to
become
become
mainstream,
viable and
yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah, become the production, right? Like, obviously the production was a big thing, right? Now, half
And
of you
it
would
took
die from
so long.
rabies and tetanus.
It took
and-
so long for technology to develop back then. Like, for example, if you think about it now, right? Like, it took 1726, something like that?
1700s.
1700s to 1940s for them to say, okay, this is a popular thing. Bro, it won't take more than 2 years for some kind of medicine like that to become popular. You know what I mean? Like,
We've essentially eradicated chickenpox.
I never got chickenpox.
Think about it, because you've probably been vaccinated against it.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, we've eradicated some of these things that.
Isn't it crazy that if you get chickenpox, you can then get it when you're older and it's
Yeah, you get
measles,
shingles.
whatever?
Shingles.
Shingles. That's crazy. And then that can actually be like pretty
Painful.
very bad.
It's fucking painful. It's super painful.
Did your brother get it?
Yeah, it's usually activated by. It's usually by, activated
right?
by stress. Yeah. Yeah. But you usually get it older, you know. But yeah, guys, it's like, you know, anyone that thinks the vaccines cause autism, like, sorry, it's just not. You know, I think times are so easy that, like, genetically people are surviving, the ones that wouldn't have survived, and they're bearing children. And now you have
1796.
these issues.
So it took like 150 years for vaccines to become mainstream, prevalent, viable, however you want to put it. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That would not take that long. Nowadays, just because of how fast we advance. Like, when we discover something, like, we learn so much about it in such a short period of time comparable to how back then. It's insane.
Yeah. Go to the next one, Mickey. There are a couple of gems on there.
Gems.
Yeah. This right here.
Myers-Briggs
Myers-Briggs test is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. For you to do a Myers-Briggs test, like, you gotta answer like until million questions, and then at the end it gives you like, this is who you are. These INFJ bullshit.
Yeah.
And if you ask girls that have done this, they strongly believe in this shit, and they strongly will look for a mate that will be compatible to these whatever this fucking test is. However, this test is just as fucking retarded. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that word.
We're on YouTube. You're all good.
This test is just as stupid as astrology. Just because you're an asparagus doesn't mean that you are an INFJ and you should be with the ENFJ dude, right?
I identify as a letter.
Yeah, like this thing does not work. This is stupid, right? All right, go down. That was my 2 cents on it.
Electric cars are not as green as Elon says. They still create pollution from mining and creating the electricity to charge unless from green sources.
Yeah, so
I want to know what's the difference. Like, what's the carbon footprint? I guess you can put
15
it
kilos of carbon per each lithium kilogram. remember?
To create a entire Tesla, like the average Tesla, versus to create the carbon footprint it takes to
Yeah.
create a normal car. right? Because there's still a bunch of shit that goes down to create a normal car
Yes.
that fucks up the earth too,
Yep.
right? So it's not. It's like when they're trying to say basically like, oh, okay, so they're not Tesla's so much better when it comes to driving, which is clearly true, right? That carbon footprint is none, right?
Yeah.
But then so it takes so much to make it. So does
Go
yours.
go back up. Make it go back up, up. Read that one because that one was kind of
LGBTQIA plus people, other animals engage in same gender behavior and some can change theirs. There's a whole female only lizard species that can reproduce. Homophobia, etc. is the unnatural thing. Not being gay, bi, or trans, etc. I don't understand that.
That's what I'm saying. I think whoever did this should have ran this through Grammarly. I think what they're saying is that LGBTQ HD plus is
What they're trying to get at is it's more unnatural to be against these people than to be one of them.
Correct. But what they're doing, they're comparing hermaphrodites, that's what they're mentioning is lizards. Unfortunately, we're not fucking lizards. You know what I mean?
Mark Zuckerberg is.
Yeah, or frogs.
I think that they're just comparing
So-
us to animals, like just like other animals. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because if you take primates, I mean, they don't, they just kind of engage in a different.
But then
type
there's
of-
also the argument you can make that like since we are so much complicated, there is so much more about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's just a lot of it is attention. I don't think that a lot of it does exist. Like I don't think it's as prominent as people say it is. Now I'm not negating that it exists, but I don't think it's as prominent as people say it is. And I don't think it's as diverse as people say it is. Right? So there's that. But again, we're super small and insignificant in the whole scheme of things. So this I thought was an interesting fact. So apparently as the cars get bigger, so does the fatality rates.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And cars only do continue to get bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now you could argue that there's more cars and more people driving, and there are more people, so
Right.
there's going to be a lot more people that are going to get injured.
I feel like that's a weird correlation, right? There's so much more things
It is.
involved.
I think this one is more of a correlation rather than being causation.
Exactly.
Is this talking about, I think, exercise, right?
Exercise actually helps you overcome a lot of shit, including mental health issues.
Yeah, which I agree because it releases endorphins, some feel good hormones.
Yeah, like for example, I struggle sometimes with sleeping. So like ever since I was probably in middle school, I can remember suffering from insomnia. And sometimes when I know I need to get a good night's sleep, I like force myself to make sure I'm gonna work out that day. Like it's gonna be like top of my list things I need to get done because I know that if I work out, it's gonna help me slow my mind down at night. I won't be so mentally filled up in my brain, so it kind of helps me get things out, right? In a sense.
Yeah, so when I went back to jiu-jitsu after 3 months of doing renovations, oh, by the way, update, guys, home is almost done completely after 3 months. Like, I got one more day left of, like, touch-ups and things like that, but it's done. I felt happy. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Well, I'm so energized and happy. Like, come down,
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I didn't drink any Coca-Cola, nothing.
You were jittery that day for
Yes,
this
I
Artane
was.
podcast. I could tell it was a bit of extra energy and plus like nervousness talking with him and stuff.
Well, no, I wasn't nervous as much to talk to him.
Don't lie.
No, I swear I was
Don't
not
lie.
nervous.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I swear I'm not nervous. I was more calm. I think why I was calm is because I went to jiu-jitsu. I think I would have been nervous if I didn't go.
Really?
Cause that like leveled me out. You know what I mean? Where it just made me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Going out in the cold doesn't give you a cold.
See, I
Cracking
never
knuckles
believed that.
Does not cause arthritis.
I never believed that going out in the cold gives you a cold. I never.
It
believed.
wouldn't.
Ever since I was little, I called bullshit on that. And you know who still believes that shit? Emily.
Nah, bro, it doesn't give you cold. Like, as a matter of fact, when you see people around you sick at home, the best thing you can do is go out. Go outside the house so you're not breathing the same air they're exhaling, so you don't catch whatever they have. The best thing is for you to go out. You know what I mean? Or like when kids are sick and they send them to school, it's the worst fucking thing you can do. You know what I mean? Keep them at home. You know what I'm saying? Or the healthy ones shouldn't go to school when there's like a pandemic of influenza or some shit. It's the complete opposite. Anyway.
GMO food is indistinguishable to your body from non-GMO food.
That I don't know how much I want to trust that. Even though yes, I agree, GMO food was designed to be nutritionally about the same, and so on and so forth.
Weed is addictive, and you can get withdrawals from it. Literally just had an argument with a friend over this.
Yeah, see, the fact that he's saying literally just had an argument with a friend over this clearly goes to show the fact he hasn't done his research.
There's just
Well, I mean,
you're just
is
full.
weed addictive though?
Well, weed is not what they would say physically addicted, so your body will not become physically dependent on it like it will with other drugs.
But you would get dependent on it.
So it's the same thing, like in the sense of like nicotine or anything else like basic you can get addicted to that doesn't actually cause physical withdrawals.
Like chemical withdrawals.
Exactly. So you may get headaches, you may get cranky, but you just want to get high. It's not really like like you're not gonna freaking go into the shit like you would if you're doing heroin. You know what I mean? Like your
Well,
body.
no, you're not gonna be shaking and
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
sweats and
It
everything.
doesn't.
But here's the thing.
You're
'cause-
exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't. Your body doesn't become chemically dependent on it.
So, because with nicotine, you get withdrawals. Like you actually get withdrawals. You're antsy. You're on the edge.
Okay, then what I would like to say is it's more of a withdrawal comparative to something even as basic as food.
Like Coke.
Like if you're
Like-
someone addicted to Coca-Cola, where it's like, oh, if I don't have my or caffeine, you know, people
Caffeine?
like I don't have my headache and I'm cranky.
So it
but
is
I don't have
addictive
caffeine.
then. It is addictive at a milder level addiction.
I
Mild
would
level
say
addiction.
It's almost like coffee, in a way.
Okay.
Sometimes you just want to have that feeling, I guess.
I want to see like the level. I want to compare.
What do you say?
So your mental, I guess Natalie's saying your mental gets dependent on it because of the feeling that it gives you. But either way, it is sort of an addiction, right? To a
Yes, so you can become addicted to it, but you're not, in a sense, like dependent on it. And like, for example, with people that can't, like, there's certain drugs you can't go cold turkey with, right? You know, like there's a very, forgot what.
well, you're gonna get the shakes and stuff like heroin and things.
No, but there's actually
withdrawals.
certain like there's a couple of those drugs. I think one of them is heroin and or like crack cocaine or something like that. That literally you can't go cold turkey.
Oh,
it's one of those kind of drugs that will shut down your body. I think another one of them is a pill,
Perks.
maybe Percocet.
No, I don't know. So
There's a couple of them that you literally should never go cold turkey on because you're more likely to die.
I remember Perks because of the Nicky Jam show that he had.
Yeah.
That's what he was addicted to.
there you go, guys. So there you have it, guys. There's your segment about
So
drugs.
my best way to get into this is weed is addictive just like anything else can be, which in the sense of like drinking a Coca-Cola every day or having your caffeine or anything else. Like sugar can be addictive, like caffeine can, like anything else.
Well,
It's the
sugar is
same
as
thing.
addictive as cocaine. That's what they say.
Right.
Like addiction to sugar is just as.
So it is addictive in that sense. Yeah.
Climate change.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean the climate change.
Mental health issues.
Yeah.
That's one that a lot of
But
people,
see-
for some reason, still find a way to argue against, which I get in the sense of, like, when it comes to, like, someone wants to say, like, self-prognosis, like, oh, I'm ADHD, like, I have ADHD, and it's like, okay, like, well, why do you think that? And, like, okay, so I went to a doctor, and they
But I
told
don't
me
think
that all
that's a
these
mental
things,
issue. I think it's talking about more like being depressed and being
or
down.
anything. Or,
So, in my opinion, like when you're depressed and you have anxiety, it's your body's way of telling that get up and do something about it. Like it's making you uncomfortable, so you get up and do something, right? Because back in the day, like if you felt hungry, your body would say you're hungry. Okay, get up, run, catch, kill, eat. No longer hungry.
that's definitely a really productive way to think about it.
Yeah. So when it says, okay, well, I'm not happy, we're saying get up, do something, to
something
increase
about
the endorphins to make you happy.
Right.
So I think it's just your body's way of telling to do things. Now, am I not saying that there's no chronic depression, which does exist, which is a chemical imbalance in someone's brain due to a certain situation, which needs medicine to correct, right? Not saying that doesn't exist. But what I'm saying is majority of those cases are probably not it. I think it's a very small percentage of cases is it. So again,
Anything else? Is that it? That's the last one, or no?
I think there's a couple of them. There were 29 of them. So
Okay.
The Portuguese man o' war, despite being called a jellyfish by many aquariums and people, is actually a siphonophore, I'm guessing this mix-up comes from the man-o'-war's jellyfish-like appearance and the fact that siphonophores and jellyfish are both hydrozoans, and the fact that siphonophores as a whole are usually lumped in with jellyfish.
I like heard you was call it a whore.
Man-o'-war.
Manowar.
Yeah, so the man of war, the Aussies call them blue bottles. Those things are deadly.
Yeah.
And you've seen the
sting is pretty painful.
You've seen the little arthropods that they've been on really famous on TikTok and shit. They look like little blue dragons in the water. They actually eat man of war.
No shit.
So when you mess with those things, they fucking poison you too.
No shit.
Yeah. And a lot of people are going famous, like messing with them and shit, and then going into the hospital.
God damn.
Yeah.
So
Because they look cool as fuck. They look like, literally imagine a small little blue dragon.
Yeah.
Literally looks like that. But it's like the size of a dime.
So, here's a thing that actually made me a little bit upset. Usually not a lot of things make me upset, but this one made me upset. JetBlue has a new rule. So,
Are we not flying JetBlue anymore?
I'm not flying JetBlue probably anymore, simply because of this. So apparently, if you fly in with children, right, and your child is under 13 and they sit somewhere else, the flight attendant has the right to remove you from your seat, whether you're sitting at the window in an aisle, and put you in the middle row if that's where the child was sitting, and change the child, bring him in closer to their family. So if you're sitting in a window seat and the family sitting next to you, middle seat, aisle seat, right? Or you're sitting in an aisle, they're sitting window seat, middle seat, and they have a third child that's sitting on their own and they're under age of 13, flight attendant can come in, remove you, put you in the back where the fuck was the child sitting next to the bathroom in the middle seat, and bring that child up front. That's their guarantee that they're going to keep the families together. To me is this.
Suck my dick.
Exactly. If you're flying with your family and you want your child, your 13-year-old child to be next to you, pay the $15 to get the seat.
Yeah. It usually costs no more than $18 usually to pick your seat.
That's just fucking freeloading bullshit. And you know people are going to be doing this shit specifically because they're going to be saving $45 fucking dollars. Sorry, don't fucking fly.
Yeah, that sounds crazy to me. I had no problem as a child growing up and having to sit somewhere else. I did it all the time.
Well, then it's not even that. It's like I literally pay for my seat.
Right, me too.
I pay for the seat to be there.
Exactly.
What that means that I'm gonna have to waste my time and call them because they're gonna probably refund you somehow.
Question.
And then I have to fucking call them and waste my time to do that.
Because usually when I go on flights, because this has happened in the past, I've told this story in the pod before. Emily one time almost got left on a flight.
Yeah.
Because they overbooked and somebody actually offered to stay, some other person, and so she was able to go. And since then, Emily has always had the fear of that happening again and getting left behind. So she specifically always pays. She always makes us pay for like the $40 for the guarantee our picked seats.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine you paying that and then them telling you, "Oh, you're gonna move." Fuck you.
Well, they're gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna refund your seats." I already know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say we can refund you the seats.
I want some kind of compensation.
Even if that, that means you're gonna have to come back from your trip and then waste your time calling them, waiting in line for the customer service, explaining the situation, arguing with them, and then getting some sort of compensation. So you just wasted double the time for some shit that you paid for.
Right.
Which is I think fucked up.
That's pretty crazy.
On a whole another level fucked up.
I don't think that's okay whatsoever.
I think what they should do, which is more I think would be better, is if their kid is sitting next to the bathroom in a middle seat, right? Well, that wouldn't work because if somebody's sitting by the window and somebody's sitting by the aisle, they're gonna want to have their seats. And if the parents are up front, they move the parents to the back and bring these people from the back to the front.
Yeah.
That would have probably worked better, but no, it is what it is.
I just remembered that time I was on a plane and I had this racist ass bitch be a bitch one time and I had to cuss her dumb ass out.
Why? What was it?
I never told this story. So we were going. I think I did a long time ago. We were going to. We were coming back from DR, going to DR one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it was me, Emily in the middle seat. I was in the aisle seat, right?
Yeah.
And then her grandpa. We were flying with her whole family, like literally whole family. And us Hispanics, man, we're loud. and I get it. I get that. I get it. If you white and you like quietness, I'm sorry. We're loud. My grandma can't hear. She likes to talk loud, bro. I'm sorry. But anyways, this girl sitting behind Emily, and this dude that's like fucking 6'7" or some shit. This white boy comes and sits behind me. But he can't sit like a normal person. He doesn't like put his, like, knowing he's big as shit, doesn't put his ass to the back of the seat like this and try and keep his knees. No, he's like sitting like this, all lazy and shit, and digging his knee into my seat to the point where it's literally just like I have this hump in my back. Right? And I'm nice, man. I turned around, I told him, hey, bro, if you could please get your knee out of my seat. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to talk to the flight attendant and see if I can get... one of the if I can get into one of the rows where they have the door, you know what I mean, because those are really usually bigger. And I was like, all right, man, cool, but if you could just, you know, get your knee out of my seat. And he gets it out, and then later he does, instead of sitting like this, because he's trying to look for the flight attendant, which I get, man, but fuck, man, get your knee out of my seat. He does this, and he leans, like, say this is the front of the seat, he leans on my seat and he comes forward, and so he's like sitting on the front of the seat, all this is forward, and his knee is in my back again. And so I told him again, hey, bro, if you could please, like, get your knee out of my seat, man. Like, I already told you once, please. And the girl next to him, he was trying to flirt with her and shit. And she goes, fucking foreigners. I was sitting back like this. I stood up and turned around. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? And the dude read the situation, and he goes, it's funny because I was literally kind of not arguing with him, but like talking to him and being confrontational with him, and he's the one who actually goes, no, man, like, she wasn't talking to you, I'm from Sweden, like, she was talking to me, like, trying to like say some funny shit to like drive the attention away. And right away, one of the flight attendants noticed and came on, and she came over and was like, what's the problem? And I don't think I was the one who even told her. I think maybe Emily said something, or one of them explained, like, the dude actually like kind of calmed down and was like trying to make better the situation. And I'm sure he was probably pretty happy he got moved from that racist ass bitch. It was funny too, because he was definitely hitting on her at first, like trying to make small talk and shit. You know, and then the moment she goes fucking foreigners, he's like, what the fuck was I gonna do?
So I think one of the Tate brothers went viral. So apparently he met this girl, she was cute, and so Tates are, I think, like half black, right? Like they're half black.
Yeah, their dad's black, yeah.
So this girl apparently was a fucking complete racist. Like, she was talking shit about black people, you know, like just laying it thick, right? Yeah. He ends up hooking up with her, and then after they're done, right? And then like in the morning when she's about to leave, and he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm half black. So that's the situation with this girl. Like, you know, you just end up hooking up with her and then be like, yeah, I'm like XYZ. And then just look in their face, you know what I mean? Like, that's the best way to go about it, you know?
I ain't gonna lie. You imagine, like, being German and meeting some Jew girl and then doing that.
Well, no,
she has some kind of hate towards Germans, even though, like, we know that every German that's alive today has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean, right? Like, so, or majority, right? There's still probably, you know, those guys out there.
Oh, yeah,
they're everywhere else, but the majority of Germans understand that none of that was right. Yeah, and there's probably still people out there that have some kind of German hate.
Oh, they do, especially probably like the older ones that in that part of the world that experience that.
Or like
there's gonna be that hate.
Yeah, because especially like we're still not that far to the point where like there's still people of kin of people that lived through that. And we're able to tell the first-hand stories of what went down and stuff.
Yeah, even if you tell the first-hand stories that you would, in my opinion, if you have not felt it on your own fucking skin, it's very hard for you. Like, by the story, yeah, you understand like that generational hate towards XYZ, you understand that. But if you never felt that on your own, like, the level of hate would not be there. I don't think
it still can. That's the whole reason that racists to this day are still stealing this kind of property into their kids. That's for the same reason you still have white kids going into school and saying outrageous shit, or whatever race kids going to say outrageous shit. A lot of times it's a projection of their parents the way they are. As a kid, what are we, man? Monkey say, monkey do, bro.
In the beginning, I understand that in the beginning. However, I do think that for you to have some sort of a hate, you have to deal with the situation. You can't just come out and say, well, even if they push this on you, right? Like even if they teach you this way and that way, you have to be able to see it and say, you know what, they are right. Because what do? First thing we do is, it's like our parents. Think of our parents as somebody that kind of knows the future, right? But then they tell the future to us, and we're like, we don't fucking believe you because you don't understand life as it is right now. Like, you're gonna be questioning your parents.
And there is some truth to that. They don't know what the future holds. They don't know the life you're going through right
no,
now.
they don't.
Because what
but
they went through was 40 years or 30 years ago.
But what I'm trying to say, they have gone through some experiences in life that you're going through right now, and they know the answer to these experiences, right? Like, and they tell you, hey, this and this, but a lot of times kids don't believe you, right? There's a paradox about this. Like, it's like a girl. There was like I think there was like a fable or something like that where this girl goes to the gods, and God's pretty much like, we're gonna let you know the future, but nobody's gonna believe you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I think that's what the parents are. Like, they kind of know what's gonna happen as we're growing up. But anyway, so I don't know, man. I don't know. These are tough questions, right, to answer.
Oh man,
All right.
I think we're not necessarily swell enough in history, probably.
So can I talk about some of the haters? I would like to talk about some haters, right? Like people where they come in and start talking shit just to talk shit. Or they have strong beliefs about something, and these beliefs are absolutely incorrect, and they'll come in and they'll talk about it just because they want it to be as such. As a matter of fact, one of those things was, one of those 29 things was where a lot of times people look at science and say, well, the science is 100% correct because it fits the narrative that they're in, but a lot of times science is fucking correct, and a lot of times it gets redone, right? And one of the things is, people come in and commenting shit on our reels by saying, what is this person talking about, specifically about minimum wage,
man,
this and
don't
that.
give no clout to these haters out here, man. They can all...
Yeah, these people are absolutely
you
nobody.
You guys can all go
anything.
live great and nice, healthy lives for all I care, man.
They don't have two fucking pennies to rub together, but yet they're
I'm
literally...
trying to be nice, but it's okay.
They don't have two pennies to rub together, but yet you're coming out there and trying to shit on someone else's stuff. Why are you here? Why are you here? Like, here's a question. If you don't like it, you don't have to be part of it. Switch. Go watch something that you like. If this is not for you, I totally get it. But for you to go out there and be a SJW and try to fucking fix the world because you think something is wrong, it's just fucking narcissistic and entitled. That's what that is. I don't know.
Someone press your button, Jay?
Yeah, they did. They did press my button. They did press my button because they talk shit about our guest. We had a guest come in that has made more money than you, has more clout than you, has more status than you, and is respected by more fucking people. And you guys are talking shit about this person.
You guys attacked Jay's hero.
No, he didn't attack my hero. That's not the point. The point is of just some fucking respect.
I'm just trolling you, Jay. I'm just trolling.
Just have some fucking respect. I'd be the first one to say if somebody's wrong, like, hey, you're wrong. I think this needs to be done differently. But no, fucking these guys.
Talking about this? That's not nothing. I thought that was fine. He's just trolled. He's just saying something funny. Not this, right?
No, there's more to it. It's on Instagram, actually.
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
I want to see.
Fucking trolls.
All right. So do you guys think we're good tonight?
I think we're
We're good. We got a lot more articles. I had a bunch of articles. Oh, we forgot cars. We got to do a cars episode.
Okay.
We got to do one cars. At least one of the cars, right? And what do I have? Okay. So I have... We got to do cars. And we got to do some self-improvement shit. Okay. So cars. Best cars for the money in 2023. You can go... Or you can do that. We can do that. You had it open. We can do that self-improvement shit. So these are the three steps of adaptive plasticity that can help you grow, right? Like better habits, right? So go down, Miggy. Go down. A little bit more. There we go. Right, go down one more. A little bit more. Right there. First one is chemical change, right? And Miggy, if you want to just kind of quickly read each.
Depending on your thoughts, your brain can increase or decrease the chemicals it sends to neurons. This can improve short-term memory and help you learn a new skill. Let's say that you want to learn to play the piano, and on your first day you learn Mary Had a Little Lamb. You had never played it before, but you made a huge improvement in a short amount of time when learning to play this simple song. That's your brain sending more chemicals to the neurons. But what happens the next day? You might not be able to play the song that seemed so easy the day before. It feels like you forgot everything you learned. Several factors contribute to how and why memories stick. Sleep, focus, levels of emotional stress, fatigue, etc. But one reason why the song didn't stay with you was because your brain increased the chemical signaling between neurons to improve only your short-term memory. It's like writing a message in the sand on the beach that is soon washed away by waves. If you want to make more significant and permanent change to your brain, you must go deeper. You have to change the structure of your brain.
So then your second step is changing structure of your brain, right? Which goes into it. Don't read the whole thing. Just kind of quickly skim through it, a couple of sentences just to give an idea what it is.
I got you, Mickey. Structural change. It takes time, effort, and repetition to create long-term memory or improve motor skills. When you do something repeatedly, chemical changes lead to structural changes, which is why it's so important to keep showing up and working day after day. That process
So rinse and repeat.
Creates, yeah. So
it's the rinse and repeat. It's the thing that nobody likes to do. It's the rinse and repeat. And then there's the third part is the functional change, right?
After the structure of the brain changes, what makes those changes last is the long term, is when you change the actual function of your brain. So basically, they're trying to say is change certain habits that will.
Yeah. So for example, habits of not eating sugar. At first, it'll be easy, but then you change the habit of not eating sugar. Then your brain structure will change, and then it will become functional change if you continue to do it. So your body's gonna reject sugar, and you're not gonna want it ever again. But you have to continuously do it, right? So it's the rinse and repeat that nobody wants to do. So that's the improvement tidbit. Best cars for money. Click on that. So these are the best cars for money, guys. I don't know if y'all agree or disagree. This is what we got. You can click that red thing and it should go through it. Yeah. So we got the Hyundai and Elantra. I don't know. They've been having a lot of issues lately,
Still
being
Hyundai.
recalled. So it's totally up to you. I mean, it is pretty fast for what you're paying, right? Then you got the Ford Maverick, which is a smaller pickup truck, right?
But for $24,000, I'd say that's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal, actually.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It's a truck, right? Corvette. I wholeheartedly agree with this, especially a Z06 at $150,000 is probably a supercar hard to beat at that level. It's got. I think
even the base model, you just get yourself a Stingray. It's
yeah,
really
500
badass
horsepower. Yeah,
yeah, mid-engine freaking V8 Corvette. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that it's a great buy, whichever one you get.
Yep. Keep going, Mickey. Then you got Toyota RAV4, which I think is it's a reliable ass car, right? Like this car will probably put you into a coffin before it'll die, right? Like these cars are like pretty much bulletproof. Mazda Miata.
I don't agree with this.
MX-5. Now I agree in a sense that this is probably the only two-door, two-seater sports car that's available sub $50,000 that you can buy, and it's a truly sports car.
I would argue that the first car they showed, the GR86, is a much better choice.
I don't know, man. Maybe. Keep going.
Right there, that's a much better choice if you ask me. It's a better looking car. You could probably.
But it is not a two-seater. It's four-seater.
Yes, you do have backseat. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is a two-seater car that's for under $50,000. Mazda Miata is it. There's nothing else.
No, the Z.
Z is not. That's 4 seats.
No.
Z is 4 seats.
No.
Yeah.
Z is 2 seats.
400. Z400 is 2 seats.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, anyway.
All the Z's have always been 2 seats.
No, bro. They're 4 seats.
What the fuck are you talking
The
about?
convertible is 2 seats. Yeah.
No, man. I've driven so many of those cars, bro. Come on.
Nah, bro.
Kevin's car, 370Z hardtop, is 2 seats. 350Z hardtop, 2 seats. All those cars have been 2 seats.
Hardtop convertible or just hardtop?
There is no hardtop convertible. They have a soft top convertible. That's also 2 seats.
Nah, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. You know how many cars of those cars I've driven?
Are they really 2 seats?
Yes.
2-seat coupe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
anyway,
a
next.
much better
Keep
car
going.
to get
Keep
to
going.
that goddamn Miata.
Hyundai Civic Type R. Yeah, if you want a fucking 4-door crotch rocket, then yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but there's probably some better stuff you can get for that price. Like I'd probably go for the TLX all-wheel drive, because you can get that V6 twin turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cost you a little more. You can probably get the 4-cylinder turbo all-wheel drive around the price of the Type R.
So Kia Telluride, I do kind of agree with this one. It is.
Not for
It is
40
designed for off-roading.
Not for 40 grand though.
Nah, bro,
not
it's
for
designed for off-roading. You can't get anything for off-roading.
This I agree with.
Toyota GR
The
Corolla,
GR.
yeah. 350 horsepower.
Great looking car.
Keep going. Chevy Bolt, yeah,
Nope.
I mean,
Alright,
it's
you
a
lost
charge
me there,
car.
Jay. You lost me there, Jay.
That's it. All right, cool. And then we have one more last thing, guys. Let's do the very very last one. People who work jobs that pay surprisingly well are sharing exactly how much they get paid. So there you go. Click on that. So I thought this one is pretty interesting. So here's to those guys and girls that are trying to get a career in the fields that don't make sense. So grocery store managers, especially if you're working for Publix or something like that, you're probably going to be making a ton of money because Publix has pension and so on and so forth. But
yeah, their pension for when you retire is really good, actually. Publix, what I've heard, is really good.
Portfolio managers for HOAs, and so basically it's a financial manager for an apartment complex or whatever, but they manage specifically HOA money, so make sure that, you know, when time comes for them to build a roof and things like that, they still have money and they're investing this money, right? So keep going now.
Airport bartender.
100K, bro. Look at this. They walk away home with $500 to $1,000 in their pocket a day. So 100K coming up, you know, forget working in a nightclub unless it's a top tier nightclub. You know,
and you don't have to worry about like actual drunk people, because most people in the airport just have a drink or two and then they're off to their flight.
Get the fuck out. And they all expect to pay a whole lot of money.
Yes, they do expect to pay a whole lot of money.
70K bonus with bonuses and things like that. Account executive for a manufacturing company, which means they're doing inside sales, right? Like they'll call the people that are already buying things for them and then upsell them, right? So they make money with that. Next one is a closer for a supermarket warehouse. Person basically fucking packs everything, make sure the doors are closed, everything's packed on the pallets and ready to go, right? They check off things, So nuclear scientist, I think it's like a nuclear scientist for the military, 180K. That's probably one of the top paying jobs, but it is. You're probably going to be working on submarines and things like that. So, yeah. So this one is...
tech consultant.
Yeah, tech consultant. So you have to understand something about tech to consult, you know, so you can technically make $165,000, but you have to put your money where your mouth is and actually do the right thing, right? Administrator for residential mortgage systems, $52 an hour. Keep going down. Medical lab person, $75,000, even though this is a pretty easy degree to get, especially if you like sciences.
Not my preference.
Cremation services. Bro, think about it.
People are gonna die. Yes, it's business.
This is a job. You're always in demand.
I don't think I could work around bodies. That's weird.
What is this one?
Touring entertainment industry.
Yeah, but it depends. You know, some like probably sound engineers will get some money.
And you also have to be okay with moving around constantly.
Registered nurses.
We know that for a long time now.
Yeah. So yes.
Tutoring. Yeah, there's always dumb kids.
Event planner.
Nurse in a prison.
See, I don't know. I feel like as a nurse in a prison, if you're a female working in a male prison, you have to worry about getting fucked all the time.
Well, that's what happens, right? A lot of times nurses fall in love with the fucking prisoners themselves, right?
I've heard of those actually, where like they're like, yeah, where'd you meet him? Oh yeah, when he was in prison. Oh, how did that work? I worked at the prison.
So that's yes and no. The 170,000 working as a car salesman.
Yeah, you gotta be able to sell like fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, so not everyone can do it, right? Like, if you're a good closer, especially a high ticket closer, you probably can make more than that.
Yeah, and you gotta maybe work fucking at Maher Chevrolet, like Maher, not Maher, but Dimmitt Cadillac on fucking Gandhi.
Selling those big boy cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you just have to be a good salesman. A good salesman will pretty much sell anything.
I don't think a salesman at Maher Chevrolet is making $200K even
Fuck
if he
no, they're
sells.
not. I mean,
really
they
well.
make good money, but they don't make that.
$200K. Not even if you're selling like a beast.
No.
You got to work at fucking Dimit and sell like a beast, and then you could probably make $250,000.
The
Yeah.
manager is.
Maybe the manager, yeah. And probably not even probably 120 to 130 maybe.
Nah, because every time I go there, there's new salesmen. Every time.
Yeah,
There's
that's
there's a couple of dealerships that I frequently visit. The one that I own a car from, and then the one that family member owns a car from. In those dealerships, there's one or two that are always there. Everyone else is new.
Always
Always.
fluctuating.
Always. So
I think that's it for today, huh?
Yep.
Or you guys are more?
Cool.
I got more, but that's
We'll
pretty
save it
much
for another day.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Episode number 84. Go check out the episode with Michael Sartain. Please like, subscribe, all of that stuff. You can follow us on Insta. That would be awesome. Twitter, Insta. We got all of that. Also, we're going to be figuring out, I don't know, we had trouble with the Rumble.
Multi-streaming in general.
And Facebook.
And all the Streamlabs is having some troubles with multi-streaming. Maybe there's got to be an update or something, but I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. Right now, we're just on YouTube, but yeah. Check us out, guys. We will be live again Tuesday. And don't miss out. And also make sure to go check out episode 82 with Michael Sartain.
Like,
he
subscribe.
said, happy birthday to Michael, and everyone have